12.
Okay. With the fur line.
Yes.
After nun sakin word can be if any of these letters come, then you have to treat the noon clearly. That's the main rule.
Sharif, তোমার জিনিস লিও না শোনাই come here harakat. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so again guys, we'll go over very basic thing. Okay, today we'll just literally what we're gonna do is like go over we can't memorize anything today because memorizing should be by yourself, right? Again, I cannot have you guys memorizing here. Memorizing is only thing you're gonna have to do by yourself. Everything else I'll make sure you guys know. By memorizing one thing you're gonna have to do, let's say like the letters of 15 letters. Do you know them? Okay, you see those, you know 15 letters? What? There's a that's like the very basic
Why
thing
don't you
everyone should know.
think like I found like for the beginning of the first 10 minutes, why don't you just go over what was just randomly asked us or the questions and like
About like the rules and stuff?
whatever we went through.
No, I'm just gonna do something else
Let
that
them
has
go
nothing
over
to
the
do
rule
with
and then-
Tajweed. This is just alright. So first things ever when you're learning, let's say forget Arabic. Just when you learn Arabic, what is the first thing ever we learn? Letters, right? So all of us know those letters at least, right?
Yes.
Right. So let's say I'm just literally I don't know if I should, but I'm just gonna still so let's say, you know what, I want you to do this. But so yeah, so when you know the letters, the second thing is connecting the letters, right? Sometimes some people have problem connecting the letters, right? So if everyone goes to page 11, all right, and do you see where it says test?
Yes.
All right, so who wants to start? To me, OP, start saying the letters.
Alif,
Yeah.
Ya,
Mm.
Kaf.
No. See? Alif, ya, and then
Lam.
no.
That's
Alif, ya, and then what kaf? What's after? Do you amano? Biti da amano naini kuno baat marsaga.
Sakib, Sharif, look at Sharif. Yeah. Sharif, share with
Okay, so alif, ya, and then what's after that?
Ka.
Alif again.
Khano.
Are you guys seeing? So you have alif and then ya, and then you see with the ya connected with the ya is another alif.
Oh,
Yeah, alif, yeah. So
okay.
what happens is when you're not used to these things, when you're even reading, you're not gonna be able to read because you're not gonna see that alif. You see how you didn't see that alif? So if you look at that page, you get used to a lot of these connection, how the letter are connected to each other. You know, many times we don't understand the alif is connected to the
Yeah, I
let's
have
say
problem with like pronunciation and stuff. Yeah.
pronunciation. Obviously, pronunciation is one thing. Another thing. All right, why don't you you want to do the next word? See if you can. You have the noon,
Noon,
and then
sa,
seen,
sin,
and then
kaf,
ta,
ta, ya,
ein,
ein, and noon.
ein. But there you look at ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then no. So you know, sometimes we know the letters, but sometimes when it's connected, we don't know it because it's the form of the letter changes a little bit, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's say the next word.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mim. Alif.
There you go. You see how you see meme alif?
Yeah.
Usually you just see meme. You don't see the alif because what is that? It's not, but that's how the alif comes with meme. Every time alif will come with the meme, it will always be looking like that. So it will be like wama. It will just make it long. Remember, alif is by default mad. So whenever alif comes to on something, so naqunna mad, right? It becomes a little long, right? And then next letters are ya.
Ya. Lam.
That's a dal.
Dal.
So if this was lam, right?
Yeah.
You see how it's like this, right? Ya, dal, right? If this was lam, it would be like this. Like that.
A little longer.
They're longer, and then you'll come to the bottom. You understand?
Lam
So
is
ya,
good.
dal,
Ya. Dal.
Yes.
and then
Kaf,
no, ya, dal, badigan kita.
Ya. Dal. For ya. Alif.
Ya, dal, ra, badi kita.
Ra. For
Ya.
ya.
Ya, and then
For lam.
no, that's not lam.
Alif.
No, that's a kaf. Kaf, right?
Before.
Because kaf most of the time like it comes either like this, or you'll see another form of kaf is it's like just like a line like this,
Bekha.
right? Or these are kaf, right? So this is not like lamb and something else, because if you call this lamb, what is this? You know what I'm saying? You can't make anything out of this. So you have to say this is calf, right? Because it wouldn't make sense if it was lamb or something else. Right? So it's a little hard sometimes, you see. That's why I like this card. Whoever made this, it's very, very cool card. It's my favorite card ever. You know, it has the tajweed and everything as well. So, and then if you go to if you go to the next word, the
Yes.
blue,
Yes. Alif.
lam.
That's lam.
Alif will never come like that.
Okay.
Alif will,
This is like.
right? This is connected with this, right? Alif will never come with connected with anything else.
Separate them.
Separate.
It'll always be separate. Now, if you look somewhere else, you see, look at the first word. You see alif? You see the first word, first
Yeah.
ever?
Yeah.
You see how alif came?
Mhm.
If it was connected, it would be like I don't know, it would be like that or something, right?
Okay.
So alif always comes by itself. So that is a lam.
Lam.
So lam by there.
Ain.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, we have.
Would you call that alif?
I would not call it.
Why?
Alif because it is not separate. It's connected.
Yeah, I mean no. So alif can come connected with, like you say, yeah and alif.
Mhm.
But when alif comes in the beginning,
Okay.
it will never be connected with anything else.
Okay.
Alif comes at the beginning. So whenever these things are connected like this, most of the time is lam. So you have lam, ain, lam, and then
And then we have
ha. So ha. Ha, the one that comes right from your mouth. It doesn't have any throat involved at all. Next word.
Ya Ra
Ya rani.
Zal.
Ya
Zal.
za. Zalna.
Sorry.
You have dal and za. You have
Yeah.
dal and then dal. Dal, dal. Ra, za. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Go on.
Ya Za Kaf. Ya.
Yes. What's number 3?
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Double.
Alif,
Mm-hmm.
Wa,
Mm.
Za,
No,
Yeah.
wow, what
Yeah.
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 Ya,
Yeah.
that's la.
Zara.
Dal and then
Then.
Za,
dal.
Zal,
Dal, dal, right? And then
Ka,
kaf,
Ra,
kaf, ra, yeah. Tomorrow, Niba. Can you say these letters?
this one.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Da.
fa.
Da.
Uh-huh.
Nun.
Mm.
Fa.
Uh-huh.
Ain.
Uh-huh.
Ha.
Good, very good. So you guys see how this is a little, sometimes you could get a little hectic, right? So that's why, I mean, like if you want to learn tajweed, obviously, tajweed would be like when you're reading a word, but you don't know how to, like, how much to do something or how exactly to do or how much length, right? But then if you're struggling on putting the letters together and then knowing the letters and stuff, then it will be way harder because you'll be thinking about this, but people say like, why don't you know this? You're supposed to know this, but you're not even going to think about tajweed. You're going to think about how to put it together, right? So that's something we should definitely obviously get used to, right? And that will take a little bit of time. This will take a little bit of time if you guys, actually if you guys go to the page before that, go to the page before that.
Number 9.
Page 9.
9
Huh?
out of 10.
Yeah,
9.
page 9
Mm-hmm.
or even page 8. You see how, look at the first thing, how these two letters are combined, right? So when you see, if you see first letter is lam and alif, right? See lam alif, it's called the lam alif, people you said sometimes. And then you see the next word is what? Next letter is a jim connected with a
Alif.
alif. You see how jim is like that?
Uh-huh.
And then it just comes with the alif. Same thing again. Lam is coming with a alif. Next one is mim with a alif. Lam with a alif. Ba with a alif. So you'll see many, like so many places, alif is always connected with different letters. So this is just showing how it will be connected. And then you see lam alif, and then you see this is a little weird. I can't even write that. Lam with a jim. This is lam with a jim. You guys see that? Little weird one.
Yeah.
Lam with a jim. So yeah, you see how half of jim is there and like a little bit of lam is there. So and then you have lam alif, lam alif, ba lam ba, right? So this is just a chart of how letters, different letters could be connected together. And if you look at the bottom of that page, you see yasin. You see yasin, nun sin, ta sin, tha sin, tha jim, ta ha. Right, so these are letters. This is how usually. So if you just look at it like a little bit, and then you keep reading it for a little bit times, couple times, you'll like get an idea of it, right? So that's something we'll just have to like, if you guys like let's say that the 11th page, right? If you guys when you have time, if you go over that, just take a picture of that, whatever, right? Go over, yeah, just go over that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, like 4, 5, 10 times. You'll get an idea of how the letters are connected. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you have this one right here. After the third line, second word, you have fa, sin, ya, kaf, fa, ha, ya, kaf, ha, mim, right? And these are all letter words of Quran. So this is fasayakfikahumullah. This is a big word, right? It's actually, the word is only 3 letter, kafa. But then you have like so many things added to it and made a big word. Alright, so that's the first thing, right? Obviously, you have the letters and ayuba. ليش ندوتو كيف انت والله golden. بابا. Kita mau tuh gom lagi sebenarnya bawa sini.
Actually, you can go next to Opio side.
Oh, your side.
Stay next to you.
I don't know. So you guys understand? So you have the first, you have the letter. You know what? How about we just go over the letters too? If we're gonna do that much beginning, might as well do all the way at the beginning, right? Right. So let's say I mean most of the letters we know them, right? So I'm gonna write like some of the little weird letters or like some of the confusion letters. So we have this. What is that called? Dal, right? And this is dal. So remember how you said that? You stick your tongue out, right? Dal. And then you have this is ra, and this is so the confusion letter would be we call this mutashabiha. Mutashabiha meaning when you get confused with one another. Right? In Quran there's so many mutashabiha meaning like there's one ayah here, similar ayah here, a little bit different, you need to know which one is where. Right? So this would be a za and this will be a zal. Right? So when you pronounce it, this will be the and this will be za. You see? The and then you have za. This is stronger than this. So when you're reading, you will see when this comes, you will see a little bit extra, and this comes, you will be like a little bit smaller, right?
So the smaller one is more emphasis, or the
No, this one is more emphasis. The longer. Remember, longer, more emphasis, right? And this one is something important we need to learn. We learned that in the first day ever. There's 3 letters that we have to say with sticking our tongue out, which is dal, tha, and what's the other letter? Do you remember? Dal, tha, and
Fuad.
Fuad was
Think the word.
hey, 2000. Dal, tha, and
That.
all knowing person. There's 3 letters. Now he say it from top of our tongue. We have to stick our tongue out. If we don't, it's not gonna. Let's say a'uzu. We say a'uzu all day, every day, right? That's not how we say it. How do we say it? A'uzu.
Wa.
Huh? Wa. Yes. So you have tha, right? You have dal, and you have dha. You say ta, macam mana? Ta, za. ولا من الظالمين it's من الظالمين with it sticking. If we just do a little bit of sticking tongue out, that's it, you get it, right? So that's that letter, right? So you have dal with sticking tongue out, and then you have ra, and then za with strength, right? So you have that, and then you have obviously no, you have, what is that?
Fa.
And then you have, this is sin. So let's say sa is over sa, sin is over sa, right? So how we know the difference? This is, so if you just say sa, it's both the same. There's a whole point, there's this 2 different letters because there's the sound different, right? So you have tha fatha, tha, and you have sin fatha, sa. So you have tha, sa. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Tha with the sticking tongue out, and then you have sa normally. And then you have, what else do you have that is a little, let's say you have ta, and then la. So it's not za, it's not za, la. Say the same thing, but stick your tongue out. Za, right? You say za. Say the same sound, but stick your tongue out. La. That's it. Alright? So this is how it will be. La. And then we have line a little hard. I mean, that's just whatever. We'll work on that later. And other than that, I don't think there's any confusing letters after that. Right? I mean, you see, when you see this is Jim. And then that is
Ha.
and this is
Ha.
so that's easy, right?
So khar, ufre, are jim or tole.
Yeah. So you will see either tole or in the middle. When you see jim, you will see tole or middle, and kha is always top. Kha is always top. Right? So you have that. Alright, just quickly go to page 5. Right? Or we start for that first line. Say those all these letters. No. There. Yeah. Say them letters.
Ta,
Uh-huh.
twa,
Uh-huh.
tha.
Yeah, this is good. You see how he said that, everyone?
Koi bhi.
Go ahead. And then
Test.
go ahead next.
Sa, sin,
Seen.
shin,
Uh-huh.
swad,
Uh-huh.
ha,
Uh-huh.
ha.
No. First one is big ha.
Oh,
Second one
ha,
is ha.
ha, ha.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what was the next line?
This one.
Yeah.
Qaf,
Mm-hmm.
Zal,
See, that's very good. You said dal very good. You didn't say zal. What did you say?
Zal,
Dal. You stick your tongue out, right? It's very simple. Go ahead next.
Za,
And yeah, so you have dal and then
Za.
za.
Za,
And then
Dod,
uh-huh.
To,
No, what is that?
Za,
Wa.
La. La.
Za,
Yeah. And then
Alif,
mm-hmm.
Ain,
Mm-hmm.
Noon,
Mm.
Ba.
Khazan Saqib.
From the blue one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. Yeah. Fa. Sometimes in the beginning it will be a little. It's not ayn. It's just with the down. Right? And then
Fa, Ghain,
and then.
Qaf.
No. Look at it. There's 2 dots on the bottom.
Let him correct himself. First.
Yeah. Just don't say anything. 2 dots on the bottom. So just think about what has 2 dots on the bottom usually.
Za,
No, there are 2 dots on the bottom. So I think there's only literally 1 letter that has 2 dots on the bottom. Right? Go up right there. You see at the end of the letters. There. What's that? Hamza wa digita.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just forget about the other letter. That's not a letter. Forget that. That's dumb. So it's just yeah, right? So you have yeah. Remember, yeah will always have 2 dots on the bottom. So if you see like a line with 2 dots on the bottom, you know it's yeah. Okay, and then.
Ta,
Mm-hmm.
Ta,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Mim,
Mm.
Lam,
Yeah, it's not. You see how that is lam, and then right after that is
Ta,
dal.
Dal.
Dal. So remember, this is the first letter we were doing because it's a little
This
confusing.
small brother,
You have
big
dal,
brother.
dal, right?
Zal.
The lam does not look like. Yeah, lam does not look like dal. Lam looks a little bit like a bori.
Okay.
Right? That's a lam, and then that's a dal. So that's we just have to go over like 2-3 times, and then and then like the fact that we haven't looked at it for like a long time, sometimes it just goes out of mind, right? So everything you want to try from the beginning of the first line, quick.
Sure. Alif, Ba.
Nabi, good night. Just test.
Oh,
Test.
test.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay.
Easy money there, right?
Okay. Fa,
No, first letter is what?
Blue one.
Ba,
Ta.
Ba.
Alif ba.
Ta.
Ta, right? So yeah, there is ta, and then
Then we have
and then you have the same letter but with the full mouth.
Zwa,
Ta.
Twa,
If you were dha, you would have a dot on top, right?
Twa.
So you have ta and then ta and then
Then we have Sa,
tha.
Sa,
That's the one we just talking about. Stick your tongue out.
Fa,
Tha.
Fa,
Yeah.
Sin,
Yeah.
Shin,
Mm-hmm.
Swad,
Mm-hmm.
Ha,
Mm.
Kha,
No, sutuha.
Sutuha.
Ha but this sutuha the Gulmul.
Ha.
You see that
Ha.
gulmul? That's called the little ha. And then you have it.
The blue one is a letter.
Yeah. So so that's one way the ha will come. This is one way the ha will. This is the small ha. If you just go up, you will see wow ha. You see how that is looks a little familiar. But then like this ha just becomes like a
This
You know,
is like
the-
basically the written form.
yeah. Sometimes they abbreviate it and make it smaller. And then you have last letter is it?
Kha.
So these are things like you see, like if you just go over like 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you just know it, right? So that's like something anybody could do themselves, right? So I mean, I got you guys this book because it's literally you can go from 0 to like how to read the Quran 100%. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like this book.
Get out, sorry.
So you guys just go over the letters yourself. Do you understand? And right now we're gonna go over some of the terms. All right. So it's called harakat. What is it called? Harakat. Harakats are basically the things. I don't know why this isn't working. Harakats are basically things that comes on the letters.
Harakat are basically the things that come on the letters.
On the letters,
bindus.
top, bottom, yeah, whatever. I mean, these we already all of us know these already, but we're gonna learn the proper term for them. So it's called harakat, right? Again, so the whatever comes on top or the bottom of the letter is called harakat. Such as we know Zobor Zer Pesh, right? But we're not gonna learn that today. We're gonna learn.
What's the page number?
Couple pages after. This better not fall again. Oh, tape line. Tape will lagai la muna. Tape to khat to hotel sabay. Chalo na.
بعدين إن شاء الله شوي من اليوم رسائل.
Okay? Which one is it? You
Yes.
guys got it?
Yes.
So what does harakat mean?
Whatever comes on top or bottom
So-
of the letter.
Yeah, haraka is singular. So haraka would mean like if you say, what is a Zobor? You would say it's a
حركة.
haraka. But what is Zobor Zer Pesh? It is
Harakat.
harakat. You understand?
So
Very
it's
simple.
basically plural of حركة.
Yeah. So you have haraka. So haraka, as we all know, such as Zobor Zer Pesh, but we're not gonna learn that today. We're gonna learn something that is called a.
Harakat.
Oh, you kitab, you pen no story.
Dry this.
You can't joke.
I think it's the board.
I think it's
No, it's not the board. This is messed up too.
No, board messed up the thing.
Dry this video.
So what do we do? I bro.
All right. This is called a
Fatha.
fatha. So you have
Mm.
ba fatha
Ba.
ba fatha ba na ba fatha
فتحة.
ba, right?
زبور.
And then you have something called a kitab. Kitab.
Kasra.
Yeah. Kasra. All right. Ba kasra.
Ba.
Ba kasra.
B.
B. Bazel.
B.
B. Ba kasra B. And you have something called
Dhamma.
damma.
So guys, whoever's new real quick, Zobor Zer Pesh poisoning. So those are the forms.
So that's how you say it, okay? So this is called a Zobor, as we know, right? I mean, if you look at it, you know it's a Zobor. But that's called, in Arabic, it's called a Fatha, alright? And then Zer is called a Kasra. And Pesh is called a
Dhamma.
Dhamma, right? So I'll just write it just for right now. Zobor, Zer, and the Pesh, right? Alright, so you have, when we spell this, how would you spell it? Oh, okay, your spell, okay, spell for Sanagu.
Ba Zubur Ba.
Ba,
Ba Fatha Ba.
ba, fatha ba. The ba zubur ba na kaya, we just have ba,
Yeah. Ba.
fatha ba. And then you have ba,
Ba Kasra B.
b, and then ba,
Ba Dhamma Bu.
bu. So these are like terms, these are called harakat. And then you have others as well. You have sukun or sakin. You can call that. You can call it shadda or tashdid, right? And then what else you have? And then you'll have this, right? So again, you did this before, right? So pesh is called what?
Pesh.
Dhamma. Dhamma, good. And zer is called
Kasra.
kasra, and zobor is called
Fatha.
fatha. So that's something you should write it down. Obviously know it. But now again, so when this has 2 and 2 and 2, this will be called fatha tain.
Fatha Tain.
This is fatha tain.
What is double?
Kasra
Tain.
tain, not tain, tain,
Tain.
right? Dhamma
Tain.
tain. So खाली tain है पता है.
Pesh.
Tain is khullo the ducho is, right? So you have fatha. I'm pretty sure many of us never heard this before because we don't teach it like that. Because we always know Zobor Zer Pesh, right? But the thing is, imagine you go to like a place where you say like, you read like, well, what are you reading? Some Arabic Quran or? Because Arabic is Arabic, right? I don't even know why you have to invent these Zobor Zer Pesh. Why don't we just learn fatha from the beginning,
I know, right?
right? So anyways, so that's that. You have fatha, one fatha, and you have fathatain, that is two fatha. And then kasra, and then you have kasratain. Dhamma, dhammatain, right? Tu yo khosan jo dui zer kilan khoi.
Dui zer kasrat. Kasrat time.
Kasratain. Good. It's easy, right? Tu yo khosan dui pesh kilan khoi.
Dhamma Tain.
Dhammatain, easy. I'm gonna take it off, right?
Alright.
So these are called that. And so this, I'm gonna ask you. Nobody else has it. This, and that together is called what? Just you, yeah. All three together is called what? What's the term?
Is it from last?
No, you're overthinking, man. This right here, ضمتين, كسرتين, and فتحتين. They're called what?
Kasra.
Natin. Ito yung say. Hope you know this.
Tanween.
Yes,
Tanween.
Tanween.
Oh.
The confusing.
Come on. How was that was not confusing, man. Come on, you can't call that.
Because I thought
confusing.
you were referring to like harakats because you just said anything top or bottom, right? So
No, that's not what I said. I mean, well, I said specifically these three, right?
Ano ko specific.
Come on, man. To beauty buzduran.
All together,
Okay,
called
no,
tanween.
no engineer man.
So yeah, so anything goes on top or bottom, called 1, 2. It doesn't matter how many.
Tanween.
Is general is called harakat, right? But then you have tanween, which is anything that is double is called tanween. So you have fathatain is called
Fathatain. Tanween.
tanween. Kasratain is
Tanween.
tanween. Dhammatain is
Tanween.
tanween. So we call that tanween in tajweed form. I feel like we're going to literally begin it again, and then I don't know how we're gonna go back again. Are we gonna go back all the way with the rules and stuff? I don't even
I was
know.
thinking like maybe we can have like 2 different groups. You can form something like that, and maybe Asana or somewhat like you know what I'm saying.
We'll see. man,
আমরা
we'll
যখন
see.
reading ko jai mugi and if inshallah Fasal bhai
We're already in reading, man. We're
Huh?
supposed to do reading today.
Na buchi to han hoya.
Anyways.
Obviously there's gonna
So, Opi, you don't know Mimsaki, right?
Huh?
You don't know Mimsaki rules. You know second rules only, right?
be no you know
Korea
Mimsaki,
gasi.
Mimsaki.
Korea gastam. Yeah, I'm Korea gasi.
For you guys, nah.
Mim
For
sa
you
Pinas.
guys.
Korea gasi.
Yeah.
Hasil.
Ano na aslam?
Do you remember?
Asle,
Mono kaya asla taman ito mo na.
Asle.
Do you guys understand?
Yes.
So that's just that, right? And then that will be like the beginning part, and then right away we come to Sahab right away. So after we learn that, we know harakat and stuff, right? And one of the thing would be like putting it together, right? Putting it together is simple. Let's say you have ba, dhammatain, what?
Bun.
Bun, right? And this
Bin.
and this is
Ban.
ban, right? So whenever you have something like that, you just yeah,
How to learn with
right? So we know how to put that together, right? And if you have let's say, remember, whenever you write a fathatain, only fathatain, it doesn't matter which letter it is, like 90% of the time until like, unless someone trying to make the letter very small, or there's ways you cannot, there will always be what on top, what after that? Ali?
Ji.
There will always be what here?
Lam,
What?
Alif.
Alif, yes.
Yeah.
There will always be alif here.
Why?
That's how you write it. When you write fathatain, you write with this always. Because when you stop here, how are you going to read it?
Bun.
If you read it right now, let's say forget the alif, right?
Okay.
How would you read it? Can anybody read this? This is ayn. Ayn, alif, and dal, fathatain. How would anybody read it? Can someone read it? A, yeah, dan, right? Now,
Then why?
huh?
What is it? That- is it
Dan, fathatain.
Fathatain. So how you pronounce? How would I pronounce?
Yeah, so okay, let's just look at that again. So you have, look, forget alif. Let's just do ba, right?
Okay.
So you have ba, fatha. No, ba fatha is what?
Ba.
Ba. Ba, double fatha, it becomes
Ban.
ban.
Ban. Okay.
Alright? So it's always like that, that's how it is.
So
This is called tanween, and this is actually, in reality, is what? What is tanween in reality?
Tanween.
Say,
then second.
A noon sakin. Tanween in reality is a noon sakin. So whenever you hear tanween, when you see tanween, you will hear a what? Noon. Look here, Saqib. I mean, right? So you have, whenever you see a tanween, you will always hear the sound of noon. Because this is actually in reality is a noon. This tanween is actually noon. So let's say we have ba kasratain. How would you say? How would you say?
Bin.
Bin, right? And you have ba dhammatain.
Bun.
Bun. So it will be like this for all the letters, right? Right, ban, bin, and bun. So you have a,
done.
dan, right? Now in Quran, if you read this and if you stop here, if you stop here, you wouldn't say a, then what would you say? A. Yes, say it. Don't be scared. It's fine. Whatever comes to you, if you know, if you think you know it, just say it. What's gonna happen? You don't know it, right? That's the worst gonna happen. So how are you gonna read it? A, da, a, da. But now, if we have adin, Adin. And if you stop in adin, do you say adi?
Adi.
No.
You don't say that. That's why you don't write the alif here.
Ah.
But same thing, adun, right? This is just like Arabic, like writing stuff. But anyways, adun, right? If you stop in this, how do you read this?
Adu.
You?
Adu.
No.
Sorry.
There's no alif, right?
Adun.
Adun.
Ad.
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 Every time you stop somewhere,
It becomes
or any
end
harakat,
of
you
the
stop on
sentence.
any harakat, that harakat turns into a
sakin.
sakin, always.
Except for
Except in the
fathatain.
fathatain, because this, when you stop here, what's gonna happen?
There's gonna be alif.
Ada.
Ada.
You guys understand?
Yes.
But if
Alif
this
tak lejo.
alif, forget alif. Alif comes because of fathatain.
Okay.
Actually, alif not supposed to be there because we don't know how to read, right? So they say, hey, look, there's alif here. If you stop here, make sure you read that. But you don't need to know that because you already know the rule. If you already know that, because many times you will not see alif. You just have to know you're supposed to say, right? You're supposed to say. So let's say if you have dhammatain here, right? If you stop, if you read it together, I mean, you would say adun. Say it, everyone.
Adun.
But if you were to stop here, how would you stop?
Adun.
Ad.
Ad.
Not do. So you don't say one.
You know when to stop.
Only time you say one is in fathatain. This everything else becomes sakin. Everything that comes to a stop, every haraka that will come to a stop will turn into a sakin. Always remember that.
That's how you.
Alright.
Make it a sakin.
Yeah.
So
Anytime you stop, basically, you know.
man, we can just get some tape right here. Tape it.
So-
Alright, so I'm pretty sure some of you guys know these rules. So since we already came to it, we're just gonna look at that. Alright. I think the other day I don't know if I told you guys this.
Kitab Muslim.
I did tell you guys
Kitab hota hai.
this right here.
Oh yeah, sorry, sir.
There you go.
This wow. What type of wow is that?
Ah, Buddha.
Porta wow.
Yeah.
What type of wow is that? This is Hamza.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Wow. Wow.
What type of wow? When I say what type of wow right now, I'm referring to tajweed right now. So whoever you guys learn.
Oh, okay.
Iko kita sin bade
Sin fatha and the wow sukun.
That's Madde.
mudda lazim.
No.
How is this gonna be mad lazim,
I
man?
don't know. I'm not smart. I'm sorry.
Madde
First-
Muntas.
No. There's nothing is called as muntasib. That's what I told you.
Is it Madeleine?
Yes, harfilin.
Harf
This
lin.
wow is the letter of lean. Huh?
Lean no asil nahi.
Oh, sorry, you weren't there.
Amir Rahana so.
Anyway, so let's not even look at that then, because lean is something a little.
Someone is so lost.
It's okay.
It's
okay.
hard. You just
This
you
is
just have to if you know when you didn't learn mud, right?
It's okay.
This is connected to mud. When you learn like mud, you go see like why we said all these conditions and stuff, right? So okay, so that we have mud is something we should do, but again we're not gonna get into that because many of us don't know mud. We'll just get straight to the noon second tanween rules, right? All right. So many of how many of us? We had like 4 or 5 guys that know noon. Very sad about the fact that this is so simple and it takes such a little time and not everybody knows. And if people think that they have to go to madrasa, there's nothing that you need to do just to learn how to read Quran. Like I told you, this is literally 3 rules that you need to learn. 3 groups of rule that literally will give you 70% of your tajweed, right? So first 2 groups, Nun Sakin and Tanween, are there to show what?
Gunna.
One to make gunna.
One
How long?
How
To
long?
make Guna
When
or
One not
not
to
to
make
make
gunna.
That's it. 2 groups are gone. All you are
Have
learning.
one person say it again so people that don't know.
Yeah,
know.
Nun wasn't. Nun Sakin and Mim Sakin rule. 2 groups of rules. Both groups teaches us what?
When to make gunna, how long to make gunna, and when not to make gunna.
Yeah. So mainly when to make gunna and when not to make gunna, right? So we already covered both of that already. And then we have the another group which is a little longer, which is called mud, right? And mud means to stretch.
Stretch.
So in that rule, we learn when to stretch, how much to stretch, and when not to stretch. So remember, by default, there's no gunna and there's no stretch. By default. You don't make anything long or you don't make anything gunna until something is there telling you make gunna.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's how, and then let's say when it comes to mud, everything is short except something making it long.
Right after, sometimes like if you can say it in Bangla,
Uh.
because like sometimes Bangla term out of was because that's how I learned it.
No, I'm just saying simple things. I'm
Okay.
saying that, everything's gonna be like, you're not gonna make gunna on everything, literally.
I'm aware, I'm not-
Except when there's something coming and say, hey man, make gunna.
Okay.
Like, let's say ikhfa comes, hey, I'm ikhfa, you know me, so make gunna here.
When to make
Right?
gunna, when not
You
to
have
make
it
gunna.
wrong, hey man, make gunna here. Iqlab, you know me, make gunna, right? If it's not there, you know you're not making gunna, right? But anyway, so let's just not talk about that. Let's just say that we're gonna learn the rules of when to make gunna, when not to make gunna, and when to make it long, when not to make long. These are literally 80% of rules.
What is gunna?
Gunna meaning holding a nasal sound. So that's called gunna. So if you do in, that's gunna. It's a nasal sound,
Okay.
right? And then mad, which is stretching, meaning ba. Right? When do you read when do you read ba? Right? If I have this, how would you read it? Ba. What if you just said ba?
Ba.
It's not work. It doesn't work, right? Because we have alif here telling me alif and I make long, so make me,
Stretch it.
you just stretch it like that. And then you have this. Imagine you say, what are you gonna say here? Just ba.
Ba.
Ba, right? Imagine you say ba. It doesn't work, right? So we just learn when you say ba and when you say ba. That's all.
Even if you have a zabor, you just say that.
Yeah, if you have the word, you just say ba. Many of us, when you're reading, we'll see like maybe 5 or 6 of us will make like at least 10 out. 8 out of 10 places when there's no long, we'll make it long, because we just you used to read like that,
Ba's
right?
ba.
So we learned that you're like, okay, there's no. I have literally people doing that, and then within weeks and months, totally change. Because you know what it is, you just do it, right?
Right? That's possible ba, right?
Anyway, so right now I don't even know what to do right now
So,
because we have so many different types of people.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Thanks.
If you go over the first two rules, you like it.
Alright, so we'll just literally just do like normal reading, okay? Oh my god.
Tasa kibianche fosa
How do we read this? You have kha fatha, kha, lam fatha,
la
khala,
Khala.
khana, kha, kha, la, and then qaf fatha, kha, khala.
khalaqa
So we're not gonna say khalaqa. That's how people would read. Many people. Khalaqa. Then you see how it's khalaqa. The lam is stretching, but there's no reason for it to be stretched, right? Because whoever knows the reason, you see there's no reason here. So we'll just read khalaqa. And if you, right, everyone read it. Khalaqa. How do you read this?
khuliqa
Yes. Khuliqa.
Khuliqa.
How do you read this?
Khuliqun.
Yes.
Kuliku, right?
Kun. Double here.
It's
How
not
do you read this?
khulaqun
Okay, this is a little weird. It doesn't happen like that. Like this.
khalaqun
Khalaqun.
Yes. Right. So you see, you can make it whatever into whatever you want.
Khalaqin.
Yeah, this is just showing how you put letters together with like harakats, right? So you have harakat, you put it, it turns into a different sound. So what is one harakat that comes not one harakat, there's like 3 different harakat that comes. It doesn't only change the, you know how we say kha, khi, and the khu. It just changes the way you say the letter, right? But what are some of the things that comes and then it changes sound as well?
Comes and changes.
What are some harakat that comes changes not only the way the letter is pronounced, the sound as well?
Socket?
No.
Tanween.
Yes. Who said that?
I said that.
Yeah. Tanween comes why? Why does it change?
It's because see the two
Yeah.
right? And then
Write fathatain, you're gonna write with it? Alif, remember that. You have khan and we have, what's this? Khan. Khan. Same thing. You see how a noon sakin and a tanween comes and have the same sound? Because this tanween is actually a noon sakin, right? So remember that. When you're reading, you have a, and then you have an. And you have e, and then you have in. So remember that. Tanween actually comes and changes the sound of the whole letter, right? Because there is a whole letter in it itself, right?
Shadi bhai.
Yeah.
So let's say we have the tanween, right?
Mm.
So the letter, the sound of the letter will change because of the tanween.
Yeah.
So right after, okay, so that happens, and then if there is a letter right after, how do we connect?
You. Okay. I'll write a letter. I'll write something.
Okay.
Let's say. So you have E. No. No. This is Zal. Yeah. So E then Akun. So your question was after Tanween, how do you? So the next.
We
So
still
whatever
pronounce
comes, you just say it.
Okay, so we still pronounce the tanween. So izan
Yeah, and then you say whatever
is
after that.
okay.
But if you were to stop over there, how would you read it?
Is
Ida. This is that. Remember, one of the letter you have to stick your tongue out, right? So Ida.
But there is no point. There is no reason why we should stop because there's letters after.
So I'm just
No, you would stop. Why? Because sometimes your breath ends.
Oh.
You have to stop somewhere, and you can't just stop E.
Right.
You always have to stop at the end of a word. It's either 2 letters or 3 letters, but you gotta stop at the end of the word.
Right.
So if you were to come stop here, you would read ida because you're stopping there.
Okay, sounds good.
You understand? Ika naman mukholap mabok kung balang mo diya da kan diya. Yeah, let's write this. I'm gonna try to write it as big as possible. What letter is this?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Kaf. It's a kaf, right?
Wow, cow. Wakawa. Iba. Wakawa. Iba.
Yes, good. Okay. Yes. Saqib, khosa you know was it kun tajwid rule to me dekha that you learned.
Noon sakin.
Do you see a noon here?
I mean tanween.
Where's tanween?
Isn't audio
Where's tanween? Which one tanween? Where's the tanween? What's the tanween?
before the alif there's
No, what's the tanween?
Fatha or dhamma.
Fathatain, Dhammatain or kasratain?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's double. Okay.
Double is called tanween, remember?
Oh, okay.
All the doubles are called tanween. So you don't see a tanween there. Do you see a noon second there?
The bar Fred,
Barub likita se.
no, never.
I have Rahi there. I think Rahi knows.
Ready? Please. I'm pretty sure you know. Look at all the three main rules. Remember, when I ask you these things, most of the things I'm asking.
including mud.
Yes.
Is,
Why would I not include mud?
Okay,
Hamza.
mad is
Hamza na
stretching.
baba.
Mad is something that is stretching. So
Okay.
Alif, wow, what is Alif of Tam?
Alif.
Alif, yeah. Sorry, Alif.
Yeah, don't call it Hamza because Hamza is something else. Remember?
Alif, yeah.
yeah, it is.
Madde asli. Remember the main rule of mad is called what?
Madde
Madde asli. And there's how many letters in madde asli?
asli.
Yeah. The main rule of mad. How many letters? How many main letters are in main rule of mad?
Madde asli, you have to think.
No, 3 left.
3 letters.
Mm. What are they?
Is, Alif.
Alif. Alif comes in mad letter.
Yeah.
Boom. There's no question.
Wow,
You don't
yeah.
need to have
Wow.
wow and ya. Now, you were there for the
Yes,
madde?
yes.
Madde ya.
Madde.
So
Yeah.
kita
So,
araw for lane
okay.
kita kita.
So wow and ya. Will wow and ya by default always be mad?
No.
Why not? And actually, you know what?
Alif.
When will it be mad? Just tell me that. I'm not gonna ask you.
Alif.
Yeah?
Alif.
Wow and ya. You said by default they're not always mud letter.
Yeah.
Meaning by default you're not gonna make always long, right? If you see a wow, you're not gonna just make it long,
Yeah.
right? When will a wow and ya be long?
When they have
Alif.
No. Oh, mad fatha kasra or dam damma and then hamza.
Can you repeat the question in Bangla, please?
When is wow and ya? Wow and ya mad letter, right? Wow ya, alif wow ya.
Bangla.
Huh?
If you say that, if it is-
Alif wow ya mad letter, right? Now alif is always mad.
If they have a kasra or damma before.
See that these are this is the little thing you're supposed to learn. Just a little. And then you'll understand everything else. But you know, alif ulif to mod. Nani?
the-
Wow and ya modo or some kita lagbo. Wow and ya just modo is one. To me condition was a monastic. Remember we did conditions? First condition, second condition.
Yeah, you have to think.
First condition is what?
She's the.
She's dana.
Not she's gonna be before letter. There's gonna be a thing.
Something in it. Yeah.
Something in it,
Everything.
So first letter is what? There has to have sakin on it. Wow and ya has to
be
have
sakin.
sakin on it, right? And what's the condition for wow?
Wow, before wow, there has to be
Wow has to be
Dhamma.
sakin.
and before letter has to be dhamma.
Wow sakin before letter is a dhamma. This is called. This wow would be called a letter of mad, meaning you will make it long. So you say ooh. You don't remember? Wow. The both of the letters ya and wow. Both. What is the first condition for both? That you have to have sakin on it. That's the first condition, right? And then I explained to you guys the further why if there's no sakin how it's like there's no point of doing that because if there's no sakin you're not gonna make it long anyways. Right? So you have wow with the sakin and what's before it? Dhamma, right?
Opposite.
And what's the condition for ya?
Yeah.
When is ya mad letter? First is sakin, right? And then you just have to make sure what's before it? Before that is a kasra. So this will be letter of mad, and how would it be read right now? E. That's it. So you didn't go through mad, right? So you understand mad. This is the first rule of mad right now. So since we're talking about mad anyway, let's just talk about the first rule of mad, right? Rule of mad is very important. Why? Because the main rule of mad, if you don't follow that rule, the meaning of the words could easily change to something literally opposite. It doesn't change to something different. It changes something opposite. Let's say we talked about it the other day. Remember? Do you guys remember anything?
I remember one, but that word is about
So it's a la. Let's say la adrib. I will not hit. La adrib means I will not hit.
Yeah,
And if you say la adrib, meaning I will
Definitely.
definitely hit. You see how important to learn mad. So this is the main mad. Main mad is called what? Madde
Asli.
asli. Madde
Asli.
That's the main rule of mad. And in madde asli, how do we recognize madde asli? There's 3 letters. All right. There's
3 letters.
3 letters. First letter is by default is what?
Alif.
Alif is always
Mad
madde asli.
Madde asli.
Alif will be always
Madde
madde asli. So we have one right here, right? You see alif, you just make it long.
Okay.
You see alif, you'll just make the letter before long, right? And
Doesn't matter kung wow tabo na ya tabo.
auto.
Jesa letter sa liwi ko ni lamba ko tamni.
Yeah, if you see alif, you make it long. Simple. That's one rule of mad. And then you have 2 more. There's wow and ya.
Ya.
Look, only time you make something long will be only because of these three letters. You see how, you guys see how we're breaking it down?
And it's
Yeah.
two.
Wait.
Only reason you make something long is because of these three letters. First of all, you have alif. You see alif, you make a long. Simple. Done. And then you have two more, which is waw and
Yeah.
ya. But for waw and ya, there needs to be conditions.
Condition. Sakin.
You don't just see a waw and make it long. Right? Alaikum salam. You don't just see a ya and make it long. What do you say? Right? You don't just see a thing and make it long, right? It is 8:30, so like 15.
30.
8:30.
30, right? Okay. Right? So when wow comes, the question is, you just wow, you see alif make it long. Wow comes, you don't make it long. So when do you make it long then?
Wow with the sakin.
Wow with sakin. That's it. That's the first condition for wow, right? Everyone listening? Wow, if you want to make long, right? What did I say? First thing is that
Wow with sakin.
when you want to make something long, only time you can make something long is that when there's an alif, wow, and a ya. That's something you have to remember.
Right.
If alif, wow, and ya is not there, you'll never make anything long. Now,
So, I have a
alif,
question.
yes.
মানে জাসা ওয়ার্ডের বাদে আলিফ যদি না আগলোস আর
Gunna. Number.
গুন্না না,
ই
by stretch.
Stretch.
লেটারের আগে যদি জবর থাকে
হ্যাঁ।
আর বাদে আলিফ আয় তার মানে এগুলো এক আলিফ লম্বা হইতো
Yeah.
আর ওয়াও যে তোমার ওয়াও যদি সাকিন থাকে আর ওয়াও
We're doing that right now. We're doing that right now, okay? So we have alif, by default, all is long. Why? Well, there's a condition that before alif there has alif or age kito ito zobor ito ba fatha ito, right? But you go always that one. Alif or age zobor takhbuta. There's never a time.
Only time you don't make it long if it's at the beginning of letter.
Yes. Other than yes, very good question. If you see alif, you make it long, except if it's in the beginning of the letter.
because
All right? Because then it's like it's,
Hamza?
Actually, yeah. When it comes to the beginning of the letter, most of the time it's actually a hamza. Anyways, so we have the second letter. How many letters of mad sabit?
There are 3 letters.
Three letters. What are they? Alif is first, and then
Alif, wow, yeah.
okay. What did you understand from that? Alif, waw, ya.
Yeah.
What are they?
Okay, so alif, automatically you just one
Make it
alif,
long, yeah.
one alif, right? So wow, if you stretch it when you have sakin.
No, I didn't even tell you that.
Oh.
So I'm not. I don't expect you to tell me that. I'm just saying that. What I'm saying is that, in general, making long has nothing to do with anything other than these three letters.
Right.
So if you see anything other than these three letters, you'll never make it long.
Okay.
But then, when it comes to these three letters, alif is always long.
Right.
And the other two, there's still. You see how many conditions there is to make them out. First of all, there has to be only three letters. If you don't see them, you never make it long. So most of the time, you never make anything long. But then you'll see alif coming everywhere, which is, you're always gonna have to make things long. And then you have wow and ya. Now, wow condition kita, wow, sakin ta
সাকিন আগর লেটার
আগল letter kita dekhala
কাসরা দেখা লাগবে
Huh?
Dhamma, dhamma.
Sorry,
Dhamma.
Dhamma.
Brahma. So how are we gonna read this right now? Ooh. Now, you see, look, the condition, right? First of all, if there's no sukun on wow, it's never gonna be making it. Wow, if there's no sukun on wow or ya, it's not gonna be long, ever. So it doesn't make sense. So first thing is sukun, because the sukun is the only thing that will make, because sukun, what does sukun does? Anybody? What does sukun does?
Combined.
It makes the letter together. So when you put two letters together, that's when you either make it long or not make it long. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a sukun and wow, and then that's the first condition. Second condition, the era agol letter kita takalagbo.
Dhamma.
Dhamma takalagbo. Karan dhamma na atakle, era agol letter jodi fatha takle. Can you make it long now?
No.
Read it.
আও
Ow. You see how we just not making long. Now if we say ow, doesn't make sense. It doesn't work like that, right? And then if you have a kasra here, how would you read it? You. Not you. You. You see?
Although the wow has sakin, but we're still not doing it because of the precondition.
Yes. Yes. So these are the things. It has to be sakin. And lagi kita takalagbo, it's dhamma. Do এটা একলগে হইলে তুমি লং করবে। আনলে তুমি লং করতে না।
Okay.
Same. বুঝা গেছে ভাই? Similarly for ya, if you just see ya, you make it long?
নো
No. What is the first thing you have to see?
Sakin.
You make it long now?
Yes.
No.
No. You have to be.
What else you have to see?
Kasra.
Kasra before and now we make it long.
that's right
Make sense? Easy, right? Now how do you read this? Now again, look, we have the ya. Okay, we don't make it long. We have the first condition, the second. We still don't make it long, right? Now let's say we don't have the second condition. Can we make it long now?
No.
No.
we don't have the second condition, right? So you have to have the first ya to make it long. Then the ya has to be what? Sakin, obviously. And still, before that has to have it,
Third condition.
which is
Kasra.
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 That's the only time you'll make things long. Other than that, you never. So this is mad asli is very important. There's 3 other mad rules that is literally 100% dependent on that. So we're gonna go over this again. I'm pretty sure everyone understands mad right now, right? So go. Don't worry. If you didn't understand, we're gonna understand right now, right? Look. So I'm gonna write something. This is the universal.
Write it down.
Huh? You can write this what I'm writing right now.
3 letters.
But just look at this first.
Alif.
Mud.
Alright, OP. I need you to come here. Alright. Now, you, what are the letters of mad?
Mud.
Yeah,
Mud. Alif. Waw. Yeah.
good. Is that good?
Yes, good.
Alright. What is one letter that is by default will always be mad?
Alif.
Yes.
Yes.
Good, right? Now we just have to work with waw and ya.
Yeah.
Now, can you show me? By the way, alif actually has a condition too,
Yeah.
which is fatha before it. You know how the waw is? What's before it? Waw sukun. Before that is it? Dhamma. Ya sukun. Before that is it? Kasra. Alif has it before fatha, but like I said, alif, if it comes, you will always come with the fatha before it anyways. So that's why I'm not even telling you guys conditions, because alif is always
If
madani.
Alif shows up, basically that means Iraqi Zubar Takhalak.
Takhawla. Na aina. Alif ila naiti fala naina.
Okay.
You understand? So now show me mad asli here. Remember, so if that happens, that is called mad asli. Meaning the main rule of mad. Main rule of mad. Very simple. Now show me where mad happening.
Here.
Why?
Because wow sakin and before that there is a dhamma.
Simple, right? Bisa ke sini? Kaya bucu na. Isa niyo tumicu ni ba? Acha. Next time. Okay, next one is
Yeah.
Sakin.
First condition ya se, second condition sakin se,
Mhm.
third condition kasra.
air aage kasra ase, right?
Aage kasra.
So how would you read it?
Nu hi sa.
Ha. That's it.
Oh, that's ha.
Yeah. So again, read it again.
Nu hi ha.
Bisa ke sini ba? You see how? So look, every time, if you do not see this with this condition and this with this condition and alif, you will never make anything long. So if you want to make anything long, you better see this or don't make it long. Simple as that. There's only 3 times you make things long. Now, again, these comes so often, every day, all day. Every word you will see these, okay? Now, Bogia.
So,
Yeah. Now, ask question, please.
Yas condition will be this, what is it called?
No, Ya's condition is, first is,
Sakin.
it has to be sakin.
Sakin.
Wow and ya, both conditions, the first condition it has to have
Sakin.
sakin on top. And then wow, the second condition is what? Dhamma ito lagi. And ya second condition lagi ito. Kasra. But there. Now imagine like we need to learn these terms, right? Because then we're gonna get mixed up with the terms. Ang khoita mo kailangan ako nabuzay na. Now you see, look, come here. So you see how we have the ya, right?
Yeah.
And then we have a kasra, so we make it long. Now you see, look, we'll just take the second condition off, and we put some random things here. Let's say fatha instead, right?
Yeah.
Right? Now can you read this? Try to read this. Ha. So how would you read this right now? Ha and ya with connection with ya, right? Remember, this the sukun comes to connect the letter before, right? So you have a ha with the fatha and ya sukun. How would you read it?
Hai.
Hay.
Hi.
Is there any long?
No.
Exactly. You can't make it long because what? The second condition is not there no more.
They're not there.
But again, if we just come back with it, how would you read it now?
Yeah.
No. Ha with the kasra, right? So he. Yeah, right? You have ha, zer, he. Ha, ya, zer, he. That's how we learned it before, but we didn't learn why we're doing ha, ya, zer, he. Now we know why it's ha, ya, zer, he, because it's mad. And if mad happens, what does mad means? Stretch. Does everyone understand what that's mean?
What about Jordan? Give him some example.
Because I'm gonna work with it.
Then the free one.
Read it, everyone read it.
Ba.
Why is it long?
Alif.
You will see the alif, you make long. Simple as that.
That's just what we learned the rules, right? Bayaw.
That's only bow.
Babaw? Oh, I'm with you.
What do you mean?
Nana, ba.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, masuk ba lagi.
So yeah, what is this right now?
Babaw.
Bow. Now, do you guys hear any stretch here?
No.
Now, can someone tell me why we're not stretching?
There's no custom before.
No.
There is no precondition before.
No.
There is nothing.
Dhamma.
Dhamma.
Wow. Saki.
Before the wow second. That's why we're not stretching. Do you see how we're not stretching? We
Wow
just say
depends on
bow. There's no stretching. Again, now when you say bow, this wow is called something. I'm not teaching
So, would have been
this.
stretching it if the bahira dhamma, right?
Yes. Now look at this. We're going to do this. How will we read now?
Ba.
No, it's a dhamma. Ooh. You see? Because we have wow second and then before that is dhamma. That's the condition, precondition. Now the conditions are met, we make it long. How do we say it? Obviously, it's easy. First of all, you look at the ba. Whenever I tell you guys, whenever you guys try to read, always break it down to one letter. So you have ba, you know how ba sounds, b, right? And then now you say ba, b, or boo. How do we say that? You know it because of the harakat, right? So you look at the harakat, we have boo, and then we just have a wow with it. Now wow comes with the condition, so you just have to make the be long. So boo. Instead of saying boo, we're gonna say boo. Why? Because there's a wow connected with it. Wow is the letter of? What is the letter of? Mad. And mad means to make? Stretch. That's it. So that's why you make it. And again, mad asli is stretch 1 second long. How long?
1 second.
Remember how we said when to stretch and how long to stretch. This would be mad asli.
1 second.
We know when to stretch. When is one? When there's alif, we stretch. Right? When there's waw, sakin with what before it?
What's it?
Waw, sakin, what before it?
Wow sakin. Thing. Wow is dhamma.
Dhamma before. Bichara mane udini Ram nani. Rama ki to text up the Ramo like this moy. Back and forth nani like they have to time like by the CPU get doctor both time like Remia discover khali kham so that CPU but both but anyway, so we have that, right? And then you have ya sukun. What's before that?
Yeah, sukun thing. Kasra.
Before that is it? Kasra, right? So that's that. Right? I'm gonna write some examples. I want you guys to read it and same times tell me what letter is thing. How many or
Which one is?
Okay. Can you tell us the letters?
dal ya nun ya.
Yeah, no, yeah. Right. So. Yeah.
D. Yeah, say it again. No, lamba ko reko. Yes, D. Now I understand it's 1 second long, but just make it a little bit longer so we understand this length. We're making something long, right? So read it. D. Usually you're not gonna make that long, but we're just making long to make sure. So again, so we have. Remember when you see ya, first of all you have to know the letters of mad. Alif waw ya. You have to know that from inside out. So when you see alif waw and ya, alif is always mad. Waw and ya, okay, could be mad. Let me see if the conditions are there. If it's there, it's mad. If not, it's not there. So you have ya, sukun, right? Everyone look. Ya with the sakin. So we have the first condition. Second condition is what? Kasra before it. So boom, long. D. Say it. D. Ya, sukun. What's the second condition? Kasra before it. So ni. Together? D. Now, if we just put a fatha here, how would you read it now? You see how dai is short and ni is long. Why? Because in this year we have the conditions. This year we do not have the conditions. That's what we say. Daini instead of dini. Do you guys understand?
Yes.
Easy, right? So this is very important rule. If you guys learn this, yeah, like I would say at least 20% of your reading gonna get better just by learning this. Yes. Khabar kho?
Nuhu.
Yes. So again, we have wow. Wow is the letter of what? Mad, but not always it will be stretched, except the conditions are met. The first condition, the second condition.
Sakin and dhamma.
Busa ka sani, show me busa ka sani.
Yes, sir.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
Let's say we do a new one.
Okay. Dhamma or dhamma?
Dhamma.
with the D. D. D.
Dhamma.
Arabic ko basic.
With this,
Give it right.
No, fine, you cough.
Qaf.
Yes. How many mads do we have here?
two.
Two mad. First mad here, alif.
Alif.
Second mad here.
Yes.
When you say mad asli, or when you just say mad, it means mad asli. Where's the mad? Meaning where's the mad asli? And how many does the mad asli are there?
Three.
Alif, waw, and
Yeah.
yeah. Out of three, we have two here. Alif already there. Again, look before it. What is that? Fatha. Always will be fatha. Alif before always. So we're not gonna say alif before fatha because it's always there. So to make it easier, we'll just learn two letters, which is so you have waw sukun. Before that is a dhamma. If we had a fatha here, how would you read it? Yes, qalau.
Because you gotta
Qalau.
say that.
We're not gonna make it long anymore because we don't have the dhamma there. You understand? Asku fortuna wa. Ek musulman kita kan gato di bar korena. Ya sa hadith.
Ali to pare.
Yalla.
Ali to botaya manuzul to.
Live or what? People of the live, have my back. English at a word.
Hasan. Dal alif kha ra wa nun. Yes, yes. Nun. Da
Dahi.
Yeah.
yes. How many months?
One, two.
Simple, right? Da khiru da alif one month. Wow. Second month. Now if I ask you guys this next day and you guys don't know it, then you know what will I do? You know what I'm saying?
You need to bring a stick.
Nah, so the main thing is, see right now, after class today, if you guys just sit down and look at this book. Now, everyone open that book. Open that book, fast. Page 15. Alright? Start from, give me start photo. Go ahead. Look at it. Read the first word right
What
there.
page, what?
15. Bottom 3 lines. Read it. Right here, bottom 3 lines. Read it. Yes, what do you make za long? There's a alif, that's it. Next.
That's kha, right?
Yeah.
This is ha or kha?
Kha is the dot on top.
Kha, kha.
Yeah, why is kha long? Why don't you say khafa?
Alif or aage fatha.
Yeah, exactly. Alif. Next. Walid, fast.
Taba.
Okay, next.
Saha.
Jim. Jim alif.
Jahala.
Ja.
Sorry.
Allah. That's yellow. That's the yellow.
Zala.
Zala. Sorry, that.
Yep, ja, berarti kita. Ja, berarti kita. Da, lam na. Oh, that's easy mistake. Remember I told you lam will be a little longer.
So
This
lam is
da.
big brother, dal
Yeah.
is small
So
brother.
ja say ja, husna.
Jahada.
Ha lam bakul lakane.
Oh, sorry, jahad.
Ja, la, ja lam bakul. Always read slow. Ja, no.
Jahada.
Ha lam
Sorry,
bakul.
Jahada.
Again.
Jahada.
Yes, like that.
What did you say?
Jahada. Ha, da, like that. Hosan, do we not have Hosan next one? It's a ha.
Hasaba.
Yes. So why don't you making sa long? Why don't you say ha, sa, ba? Like it sounds nice,
Ha
right?
was alif and
Yeah.
Saba didn't have any.
Alif, wow, or yeah.
By
So
default.
there's no nothing. You want to say next one?
Hasaba.
Yes, like that, exactly.
Very nice, right, bye?
That's how you do it. Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Junahu.
Yes. Junahu, right? So one is long. Why? Because there's a
Alif.
alif. You guys understand?
Yes.
Next one. Actually, you know what? Next page. What time is it?
Next page.
Next page. But yeah. Next page. Though.
It is 8:25.
8:25. Okay. Come on. Let's read this. Yeah. Right there at the bottom. Forget that. The bottom right there. Yeah. Read that. You guys is 16. Bottom.
Okay.
The exercise. Always look at the exercise. Yeah, ho. I already wrote that over there.
Dini.
Yes. Again.
Dini.
Ni. Stretch it a little bit more.
Dini.
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 You're not stretching the noon.
I'm trying to my spell check. Go.
Okay. Do it again.
Dini.
Yes. So next one. Two Hossein.
Uh,
Fa. Ya. Ha.
Fi.
Yes. Yes. Ho.
Fi.
Yeah.
Hazir. Ha kasra. He. Ha kasra.
Fi.
That's it. Simple. Hossein, do it. Ho.
Arini.
Okay. See, we're not doing right? Di. Why are we doing that? Because there's no point of making it long. Because there's nothing coming to saying, hey, man, make it long. Only thing that's coming and saying make it long is the noon. Because there's a ya over there, so we make the noon long, right?
Alif lang bakal mo cuma alif or ufya kichu takto na. Like
Yeah. So basically, they will come to make the letter before them long.
Okay. Yeah.
They will come somewhere, and then the letter before will come with the condition, and it will make it. The letter before will be long. So what's the next one? Give me a tweet. And ho.
Kitabi.
Yeah. How many longs are there?
There's only B, yeah,
Two.
and alif is one.
Yeah, there's two longs. One is alif. Second one is.
Yeah.
Second one
Alif
is.
and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Yeah, that's it. That's good. Next one. What's to me?
Yeah.
Iki khali haji.
Wihibu, right?
Yeah. Ho.
Wihibu.
Yeah. Bu lang baklo ka na.
Wihibu.
That's it. That's the mistake everyone else makes. That you will stretch it for no reason. Uhibu. Just because we won't let it go. We can't never let go of anything until something is long. How's the next one? It's a little hard maybe. Ya, wow, alif, ra, ya.
You are we.
Yes. No. Do it again.
You are we.
Why aren't you making the ra long?
Oh, that. You are we. What was the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You are we.
You just stretch the sound of the ra. Yeah.
Be stretched
Again?
instead of yeah, right?
Yeah.
No, that with the other hand.
So ya itself can't be stretched. You understand? Because it's always sukoon. It comes to stretch the letter before it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's sakin. So sakin works.
So you don't say the sakin.
No, you just stretch it. Shh, quiet. Hey.
Mafatihu.
Very good. Hope he's getting the idea. You see how many longs are there?
Two.
Alif and?
Yeah.
So, right? You understand? Does everyone understand what that's here?
Inshallah.
Acha, hey, beta. No, I say, beta. Right, but it's not hard.
That's your
It's
first
simple.
day too?
Yeah.
So basically, it's not something we're learning from before today. We're just learning this new. It's not like something you had to know from before. You don't have to know anything to learn this. This is we're just doing today beginning. All these guys are, So that's that, right? And then we have the next one. What time is it? Oh, time you can. Okay, guys. We're gonna have to sit down after Salat today, okay? Bye.
Is it okay if I take the
jacket
off? Yes. Show us your body.
Okay.